Hi everybody, it's Debbie again. I'm back for another flip in my Fauxbonichi. Where we left off last time was September 18th, and I'm just going to get right into it. This is Saturday, obviously the 19th. The day before, my son and his wife had just closed on their first house, and they were going to be spending the weekend painting and cleaning it up. So I had the boys the whole weekend. So we started out first on the way home Friday night. We stopped at Moe's, even though this is Saturday's page. I guess it took me a while to get the pictures on this. So we stopped off at Moe's. That's our favorite place to go. I don't know if you have a Moe's wherever you are. It's kind of a Mexican fast foody kind of place. The boys love it, so that's where we always go. We basically made it a Friday night thing for us. Even when my son and daughter-in-law did not have other plans, they would just hang out at the house, and I would take the boys out and give them a little bit of time alone. And we call it Moe Friday. They actually have an ad campaign, I guess they call it. They have a Moe Monday, which is when they have some kind of specials on Monday night. But we call ours Moe Friday. And the boys had gotten so used to calling it that, the youngest one, Jackson, actually when you drive by the restaurant will say, "There's Moe Friday." He actually thinks that's the name of the place. So anyway, that's really cute. And the boys and I were talking about the fact that once they moved, they were going to be so far away that we would not be able to go to Moe's on every Friday night. Because just weeknights would be too far away for me to go after work. So Logan, who's the older one, said, "Well, we'll just have to start a new tradition and call it Moe Saturday." So anyway, they were really cute about it. Then here I mentioned that we went to Michael's on Saturday morning for art supplies. Logan got a little Halloween bead bracelet set, and Jackson got a Halloween flashlight. And then we got stickers and washi and wood stamps and all kinds of other cool stuff. Logan made little bead bracelets for both of them, so I thought that was really cute. On Sunday, we had breakfast, then we went to this place in one of the little downtown areas. It's called the Sweet Shop, where they have little containers of candy that you pull a little switch and it all falls down into your bag. So we made up these little bags of candy for each of us. They really love that. They have continued to ask to go there every time they see me, just about. And then we went over to this little park down the street that has a river, and the boys played on the little playground, and they were so cute. Logan was pushing Jackson on the swing, and every time Jackson came towards him, Logan would kiss him on the forehead and then push him away and say bye-bye. And he just did that over and over. They had the best time doing that. And then afterwards, when we got home, it was so hot that day. Both the boys had talked about getting in the sprinkler, but then as it turned out, Logan said he was just too hot, and he went inside in the air conditioning and watched some cartoons, and then I stayed outside with Jackson, and he played in the sprinkler, and he had a really good time. So that was our fun week. And then Sunday night, Rachel and Clinton came back to the house, and the boys were so glad to see them. This day, I just did some lettering and a couple of little journal prompts and talked about the day. This is my first Tangle Tuesday. We used to have those every Tuesday. I don't think we have those anymore, but in any case, this was my first and I think only one. I enjoyed doing it, but it took a lot of time. Here's one of the stamp sets that I got at Michael's that past weekend. And then I was talking here about how we met for Taco Tuesday, which is the Mexican place up the street that has 99-cent tacos on Tuesday nights. So we did that a lot on Tuesday nights. Another thing that we have since had to stop doing, since they are about 45 minutes away from me now. Here I put a bunch of washi around the edges instead of coloring the background in. And I think I was just trying to use this up. It's actually really pretty, but I think I had had it for a long time, was trying to use it up. I took a photo of my lunch that day, which was a wrap from the convenience store. A note that I ate all the rest of my chocolate from the Sweet Shop, which I was very sad about. And it only took a whole 4 days to eat that whole bag of candy, so I'm not allowed to go back there anymore. And here I just listed my fall bucket list. I did a little bit of stamping and some of these are just little cutout stickers, and then I wrote in some additional things that I'd like to do over the fall season. That was a fun page. On this one, here's some of the stamps that I got at Michael's last weekend also. I love this. This is actually the stamp part right here, and then I just drew this outline on down and made it a full tree. These I used just the Tim Holtz Distressed Inks, and then some of them I added a little bit of extra color too. 5 on Friday. This one says letter writing paper, which was this little notepad. Use crayons or pastels, which I colored in each one of these lines. Add paper not to my taste, which basically means paper I don't like. And it was this paper. It was actually just green and white, and I used the pastels and colored in the lines, which actually made me like it a lot more. Something pink or red was this little birdhouse, and it says add a photo and explain. This is my great niece, Jaden, and they were, everybody was at my house for Thanksgiving that particular year, or was going to be Thanksgiving anyway. And we made, I found this on Pinterest or somewhere, a grateful tree. So what we did was we went out in the yard and picked up some branches. I spray painted them silver, and then I had printed off some leaf templates online and cut those out. And so what we did was we just passed one out to everybody. Each person wrote on the back something they were thankful for. We gathered them up, put them in a bowl, and then we just drew them out and read out what was on there. And then we tried to guess who made that particular statement. So that was kind of fun, and we really enjoyed that. And then there's just some daily journaling about how it had been raining all day that day, and I was actually keeping the boys again that weekend while Rachel and Clinton went to do some work on their new house. And then afterwards we went out to eat. So anyway, that's really all that was about. And then it continued to rain all the next day, so the boys were stuck in the house, and I just journaled a lot about what we did as far as keeping them busy. They had their Halloween costumes on. They love to wear their Halloween costumes. They still have a big basket of all their prior year's Halloween costumes, and they will get them out and just wear them all day like it's their regular clothes. But they were both Star Wars characters that particular year. And then I made a little collage. It had finally gotten to a little bit of some fall weather, so I made a little collage of some fall things that I liked. Here I did some dangles here. Those are also all over Pinterest. You can look those up. I love to do those. They're really cute, and I enjoy doing it. I don't know why I don't do those more, but and then I listed what we ate and what we did that day. Here's some pictures of my grandsons using their little scooters going down the driveway. They had a blast doing that. My driveway is a little bit steep, and the older grandson loves to go up to the top and just ride his scooter right down into the cul-de-sac, and just terrifies me, but I guess that's what kids do. But anyway, and then I just filled up the rest of the page. There's some journaling in the back, filled up the rest of the page with some washi that I liked. This is another cute idea I found somewhere. I don't know if I copied it from somebody or saw it on Pinterest. It's just taking a sticker and just writing the date on it. Just made it so easy. And then I put the day of the week over here. Just some journaling about work, nothing really exciting. Here's another little collage I did. And then journaling about October 1st. I love these letters right here. I actually got these from my daughter-in-law, something else that I kind of just pilfered from her stash. These letters are just really, they're like scrapbook paper, but a little bit thicker, but not quite as thick as cardstock. They were little punch-out letters, and I love those. I wish I have searched and searched and searched online and cannot find anything like it. And I will just continue to search for it until I actually find them. Here, another 5 on Friday. This one is recycled, reused, or found paper. And that was this piece right here. I had gone onto Pinterest. I was looking up ideas for my mother's 75th birthday. And this was like a little poster that someone had created. So I just used that as an inspiration piece for my own decorations. Some lettering in a vintage style was this. add fabric or doily. Something from my stash with a vintage theme was this little piece of crackly scrapbook paper with a dove on it. And something from nature, which were these botanicals, and I had written here, it was still raining. I think that was like a whole week later. It was still raining every day except maybe one day. So I put that I just cut these out of a magazine. Otherwise I would have gone outside and tried to find a leaf or something to add on the paper. And then here I just some more journaling about work, and that I had gotten my new wireless printer. So starting basically after, not too long after this, I've started printing all my photos out instead of having them professionally printed or whatever from the drugstore. And that I had ordered this new stamp, so I'd be using that more often than coloring in the day and the dates, etc. And just some more journaling about the preparations I was making for my mother's birthday party. And I think, yeah, I think I'm going to stop here. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too boring for you. If you saw anything that you really liked or anything that you have questions about or sources or whatever, please just leave me a comment, and I promise that I will reply. And I hope you enjoyed this.